So in today's video, we're going to be talking about why SBC fodder is such a good investment with some of the SBCs that are coming this week. But before we do start the video, if you guys are interested, I do offer a daily subscriber trading guide over on my Twitch, which you can get for free with Amazon Prime. All you got to do is click on the top link in the description and subscribe over on Twitch. You can do this for free with Amazon Prime. If not, it's £5, €5, or $6. In that, you'll get yourself daily updated investing guides, daily updated shadow and silver trading guides for all your trading needs. Recent investment we recommended was TAR when he crashed on the Monday at 137k. Well, he has already rebounded up there to 162 and favoured to keep rising with division rival rewards. All that is within the last, 72 hours? So let's go and talk about why we think SBC fodder, could be the next good investment. Well, there's a few SBCs that have been leaked as of recently, and a lot of them should be very well demanded. Well, some are leaked, some are already released, but releasing every other day. We'll talk about the new stuff first. We've got ourselves a Bowie SBC coming. Now, the reason that Bowie should be really well demanded is because the demand for French right backs is very, very high, yet supplied very, very low. Well, how do we know this is the case? Well, just basically looking at Mal Gusto. We can see that Mal Gusto obviously started off there at 400k, ended up there at 640k. Now, he has dropped since because of SBCs and the whole market's dropping for Black Friday. But we can see that there is very, very high demand for French right backs by the likes of Mal Gusto. Meaning, when we go and get ourselves Bowie, I'd be very surprised if he's not going to be very well demanded. On top of that, obviously, we've had a lot of Bayern Munich SBCs recently with the likes of Tell, with the likes of... Where's the other one? It was like some Bayern Munich, it was Uberdorf, wasn't it? And yeah, I mean, we've had a few Bundesliga SBCs other than that. On top of that, obviously, French teams are very, very prominent in people's teams. French players are very prominent in people's teams. There you go, got that. With the likes of Thuram, Varane, and just about every other French SBC or Evo that people just always use France for. So, should be a highly desirable card, the likes of Bowie. So that's one reason why SBC fodder should do very well this week. The second reason that SBC fodder should do very well this week is because we are on an Icon SBC week. And because we're on an Icon SBC week, it means that we're going to go and get ourselves an Icon pack on the Sunday. That Icon pack is highly likely to go and be the max 90 base Icon pack. And the thing is, this is probably going to go and require quite a low rated team as well. Because last year when we got ourselves the new Icon pack, so last year I think we got an 89 max Icon after the 87, covered in yesterday's video, it was only 140k. So there's a decent chance that this SBC will also be cheap, meaning there's high demand, which will rise fodder. Now, I'll be honest with you, even if it's expensive, it will probably still be very high demand and also go and rise fodder. Basically, all they have to do is release a different Icon pack every time, and then there's more demand. If they're re-releasing the same content, the demand isn't very good. Well, on the topic of content being released over and over again, we went and got ourselves yesterday's brand new RTTK, Total Rush and Trailblazer upgrade. And this is kind of where the investments for the week are kick-started. This requires 185 rated and an 83 rated team, and 1 inform and an 83 rated team. Well, what did this do to fodder? Well, it rose 83s from 900 coins up to 1.05. 84s weren't needed, so they went down from 2.5 down there to 2.2, and 85s went from about 5.5 to 5.8. So nothing too crazy there. Team of the Weeks also didn't see that much of a rise, only really rising from about 13 to 13.25 and dropping back down since. But I wasn't really expecting much of a rise on these players for this SBC. The reason for this is because this is the SBC, or this is the first time the SBC got released. I think it was about 4 weeks ago now, or 3 weeks ago now. And we can see with the initial release of the SBC, we only saw informs go from 11.3 up to 12.1. So the initial rise for the SBC wasn't the best thing, it wasn't amazing. But then what it was every time it was repeatable, they did well from then onwards. So for example, alright, the Friday didn't do that well, but the Friday, then it started rising between the Friday to the Sunday. That's the next time it was repeatable. Then it was repeatable again on the Tuesday. So what we can see right here is we can go and see basically every single time it was repeatable that kept rising and rising and rising until we got to Wednesday, which is where the SBC expired and no new SBC replaced them, meaning they went down in price. We can see this happen with 83s, where the initial release on the 30th didn't really rise them. They went from 900 and 950. Went back down there to 940, but then by the end of the week, they're up there at 1.2. Again, in terms of like coin-wise, it's nothing crazy, but proportionate-wise, obviously it's not too bad. Now, not necessarily every piece of SBC fodder rose for it. For example, 84s, when they weren't needed for the SBC on the Wednesday, they went down, and then they didn't really go and rise much. So really you're just looking at the fodder that is needed / the fodder that went up yesterday, which again was 85 rateds and Team of the Weeks. Now, Team Weeks again didn't really, well, 85 rated Team Weeks and 83s. They didn't really go up too much yesterday, but we saw there was a slight increase in demand, plus we obviously know they're needed. The incentive in buying 84s this week is quite low, with them not being needed for this upgrade SBC, meaning we're not going to have that repeat demand. And it's the repeat demand that makes them do well. So that's kind of the first thing we're going to be looking at. We're looking at Team of the Weeks, 83s and 85s, because for the equivalent last time, they did pretty well, especially on these trends. When are we going to be looking at buying these cards, though? We're going to look at buying these cards either this morning with Division Rival Rewards. I mean, 83s, if they're discard, you can go and buy them right now. If not, you're looking to buy them around about half an hour after Division Rival Rewards, maybe to an hour after Division Rival Rewards. But do not worry, because there's a chance this video actually goes out after then. Personally, I've got myself loads and loads of meta investments. Because I've got myself loads of meta investments, I'm not going to go and sell them to buy the 83s and 85s. Especially because if I actually go and show you the trends, of course, that I literally just showed you a second ago on the likes of the informs. There we go. We can see they actually went down between the Wednesday to the Friday. Obviously, there's a small period where you can buy them with div rivals, but the other time of buying them is actually midnight between Friday and Saturday. So I'm actually going to be looking at buying informs, discard informs, and 85s midnight, again around about 10 PM on the Friday through to about 7, 8 AM on the Saturday. That is going to be optimal time to buy. Then your optimal time to sell is either going to be Tuesday after the 6 PM content, or you can go and gamble that maybe we get something good on the Wednesday and that they'll be needed on the Wednesday. Just understand, if they're not needed on the Wednesday, they'll go and drop. Just like how stuff wasn't needed on the Wednesday that week and therefore it dropped. So that is the first bit of investment. Now again, the second bit, we're just going to go back briefly to the likes of Bowie. Bowie should be well demanded. Again, EA really aren't requiring squads higher than 86 rated, so yet again, that is another thing that can go and push SBC fodder. On top of Bowie, we are probably going to go and get ourselves another flashback hero SBC. Now, it could be a flashback icon as well, but I think we had a flashback icon last week if I'm not wrong, so I expect to go and get another flashback hero SBC. So that is yet another SBC we can go and get. Obviously now I'm making up SBCs, but you know, if we use the record EA goes for, they go flashback hero, flashback icon, and therefore we expect to go and get a flashback hero, and then they also alternate a few heroes and icons depending on the SBC. So I'd also go and expect myself expect a flashback hero SBC. Now flashback SBCs have come on all sorts of days. I think we've had them on Thursdays, we've had them on, I'd say, Mondays, Tuesdays, so there's no guarantee who we're going to get and when we're going to go and get them, but that's another SBC I'd expect this week. And the last SBC we go and expect this week is the Icon SBC. Now again, this was the max Icon SBC last time, but last year the SBC that followed this one was actually really cheap. So I'd expect it being maybe about 200 to 250k, and again, I don't expect it needing overly high ratings. Now, the first time they dropped the Icon SBC, or the first time they dropped the 88 Icon SBC was on the 27th, and fodder did very nicely for this. We can see 84s went from 2.2 all the way up there to 3.8. We can see that 85s went from 5.7 all the way up there to 8k. We can see that 86s went from 9k all the way up there to 11k. We can see that 87s went from 13k all the way up there to 16k. So yet another reason why I think 86s are a good investment. Yes, you can buy above 86s, but again, I think you can buy above 85s, but I do think 85s are the best investment because they're already being needed every day for that SBC, but then they've got that additional demand. Now, one thing to note is that Team of the Weeks themselves didn't actually do that well for the Icon SBC. So, for example, if I go and grab the Team of the Week from last year, can I go and grab the Team of the Week from last year? Sorry, not from last year. If I go and grab the Team of the Week from last week, where's the Team of the Week guy? I think I've replaced him. I replaced him with the likes of Keen. So let me go and grab Keen. There we go. We can go and see that when the Icon SBC came out, if we can keep the fluidity of the video, there we go. We can see that they only went up from 10k to 12k. So it's not bad, because obviously they're up 2k for the Icon SBC, but proportionately compared to the SBC fodder did go and outperform these cards. But again, when we got the Icon SBC last time, we did also have a pie bag SBC requiring them every 2 days, making them good investments. I'm going to try and wrap the video up quite fast now because we do have Div Rival Awards approaching. But some other investments you can go for is Kingsbury's a nice investment because she's out of packs. I did the research on this the other day. the goals that were out of packs for the current team of the week did the fodder that was out of packs for the team of the week did really well. So buying the likes of Kingsbury, especially as she's discard, is a nice investment. I don't think the team of the week has too many. I don't think the team of the week has 185, and that 85 is Lucy Bronze. But yeah, so you go and pick up Lucy Bronze as well. Again, another bit of fodder out of packs. Other than that, we do have the up-and-coming promo team. In the up-and-coming promo team, sadly, there really aren't any 83s or 85s. You've got 84 in Palacios, 84 in Ake, and then you've got Xavi Simmons, but he's a bit inflated for an 83, so sadly not really any investments in the up-and-coming promo team that's going out of packs. Trying to think we have too much more to talk about. We got some SBCs yesterday. They didn't do too much in terms of link investments. I do think this woman could be quite a cool card. Only problem is the 3-star skills, but she goes and wins. That's a 97 pace, 87 shooting, 85 dribbling, 4-star weak foot, rapid. I think she's got some shooting playstyles as well, which makes her look a bit interesting. When I got herself an Evo yesterday, 60k Evo, really just went and added physical and gave a playstyle plus, so yeah, there's Van der Ven. Now, it was previously leaked because it was only about 95k before it was, what was it called, private leaked. And it went from, 118 up there to 155. Classic down to 130, back up to 150. Again, 8 PM is normally your cheapest time for the team of the weeks. And LaCroix also has a nice little upgrade. Only problem with LaCroix is he does have no basic playstyles, apart from whatever's been added here. So he's got Block Bruiser and Power Header from this, but previous to that, he had no basic playstyles. What did the likes of LaCroix do yesterday? LaCroix was kind of the opposite again. These cards were privately leaked. The SBC came out, and then he went and dropped from 38 down there to 31, but is rebounded to 34 since. Regarding meta investments over the weekend, don't back it. I think the market will probably crash as of Friday afternoon, all the way through, so probably the following Friday going into next week's Black Friday. But that's going to go and wrap it up. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.